Hey guys, it's Beth. Today I'll be using some craft wood from Dollar Tree in this project. I took 4 pieces of craft wood from Dollar Tree. This piece is 12 inches. It's one of the flat pieces. I wood glued and hot glued the ends and attached it to 2 12-inch pieces of chunky wood from Dollar Tree. And then I took wood glue again and hot glue, put it on the top of the chunky wood on the opposite side of the piece I already glued, and then put down another flat piece of 12-inch wood from Dollar Tree. So we're making a little stand. Next, I am making a swinging bench. This will be the seat. I took this piece of wood from Dollar Tree and some super jumbo craft sticks, held the craft sticks up against the bottom of the wood and measured it, and then cut down some pieces. You'll need 4 super jumbo craft sticks cut in half. Once I have them all set up on there, I wood glue and hot glue them down. Next, I'll be making the back of the bench. I line up 7 super jumbo craft sticks together and then cut down 2 more pieces and hot glue and wood glue them to the back. And I taped it down just to make sure it stayed in place while I glued those pieces down. Next, I am just using my square to get a straight line to trim up the bottom of it, using Fisker shears to cut those pieces off. Then I sand that piece. And then for the top, I wanted it rounded. So I marked where I wanted the top of it to be and just used a round hanger to get my line. And then again, using Fisker shears to cut that. This was a little harder to cut just since I glued the craft stick right to where I was cutting on the back. And then I take some of the tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree and glue 2 of them together end to end. And I make 2 sets of those, and then I have 2 just single pieces, so 6 all together. I take the bench seat that I made and 2 tumbling tower blocks and paint those with Plaster chalk paint with 2 coats. Next, I take my stand I made and use gel stain in the color walnut. I brush it on the entire stand and use a baby wipe to blend it in and remove any excess. Then I also put some of the gel stain on a baby wipe and wipe that on the 2 tumbling tower block sets that are glued together. Next, I'll be gluing my bench together. I take Gorilla Grip glue and hot glue, put some of that on the back of the rectangle wood piece that I glued the craft sticks to, and then place that down on the bottom of the back of the bench. And then I take this single white tumbling blocks, put some Gorilla Grip glue on the front side of that seat part, and then I tape it down so I can let that dry. I do the same thing on the other side. Once I have those both on there, I just add some extra masking tape to make sure that they stay in place while they dry. And I'm gluing the arms of the seat on. I put Gorilla Grip glue on the top of that white piece and one end of the piece that's stained. And I just tape that into place with the masking tape. The end of the tumbling blocks glue to the front of the seat right there. And I just tape it all around just to make sure it stays into place. And then I do the same thing to the other side, and I let that dry overnight. And then once it's all dry, I take these little hooks and screw 2 of them in to either side of the seat. And then I take my stand, and on the inside of the pieces of flat wood, I mark off about 1 inch from the edge, and then just make sure they're centered, and then screw in 2 more of those hooks. Next, I am attaching the swing to the hooks on the stand. I just laid it down and set 2 of the Dollar Tree cubes underneath just to get it into place where I want it to stay, where it's going to hang from. I take some twine and I tie a piece of it to one of the hooks on the seat, loop it through the hook on the stand, and then just make sure it is nice and straight. Make another loop at the end of that twine and hook it to the other hook on the seat. And then I do the same thing on the other side. And then I just, before I trim up the pieces, make sure it's nice and straight, and then trim up the excess twine. And that is it. I think it turned out so adorable. Thank you guys so much for watching.